Welcome to Cult Pop. I'm your host, Jim Hall, and today we've got an all-art special. We're going to traverse the state of Michigan and visit some different authors today. We're going to start off in Wyandotte, Michigan, and meet Nina Friday, just a spectacular artist, and I think you're just going to fall in love with her work. An amazing lady and some amazing art. Then we're going to go to Garden City, Michigan, and meet contributor to Cult Pop, Mike Wooley. He's an amazing artist, musician, and a frequent contributor to this show, so I think you'll really enjoy what he's got to say. And then we're going to go to Hamtramck, Michigan, and visit the Hamtramck Idea Men. They've got some unique things going on there, comic books, games, and different things that I think you'll really enjoy. So this is going to be a very fun episode of Cult Pop, so please stay tuned. I'm at River's Edge Gallery in beautiful Wyandotte, Michigan with Nina Friday, just a spectacular artist that I came across on the internet. And when I was down here at River's Edge last time, I was just mesmerized by her art, went to the internet, found out more about her, and decided I just have to have her on the show. Folks who watch the show throughout this state, you've probably seen some of her work, but throughout the country. Her work appears in numerous galleries throughout the country, so we're just pleased to have her here today. Nina, thank you so much for being on Cult Pop today.
Thank you.
And first of all, I got to tell you, I just absolutely love your art. I think it's spectacular. It's kind of hard to describe. When I was telling people about it, it's iconic, it's kind of a horror element, all kinds of stuff. First of all, tell us a little bit about your art and what you consider your art style.
It's so hard to define it, even to myself. I would say it definitely has a old school influence, like old photographs. Definitely inspired by those. Kind of trying to bring back what's been forgotten and lost, and put my own rendition on it. Make it more modern as well, as in also capture the old spirit. So.
Well, I think you do a great job, and when you look at some of the stuff, I don't mean to pigeonhole you when I say some of it looks like it's influenced by horror, but you definitely had a series of stuff that was very horror influenced, and then some of the paintings we see behind us and some that people see on their website are very horror influenced. But then I also see the influence you talk about feeling of the 1920s and 30s sometimes I see. Then I see the horror element. Talk a little bit about the horror element in some of your artwork.
Well, horror elements, well, who's not fascinated with old horror movies and black and white way it was pictured, and I have a little series of my little horror guys, like Norman Bates with a mother tattoo on his arm with a kitchen knife going through it, and Dracula, of course, and Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. I also put my little twist on it.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love them because I'm a huge fan of the old Universal movies with the Frankenstein and Dracula and all that. Frankie in particular, and Dracula and Bride of Frankenstein. They're very much, as soon as you see it, you know who they are, and they look exactly like the original actors that portrayed them, but with your twist and your way of doing art, and so it really looks fantastic. I just absolutely love that series.
Thank you so much.
Now, we see some of the other stuff and art behind us and whatnot. I see very much the 1920s and 30s we talked about. Is that kind of look, is that something you're going for? And then the wide eyes. I've been mesmerized by the wide eyes. I obviously capture you. Is that because you love eyes and the window to a soul, or what is it about the eyes?
Must be it. I usually don't think about my work before I paint it. It's just the way it comes out. And yeah, definitely, like, I think my paintings speak through the eyes, and yeah.
Well, now, as we tape this, Nina, we're in Michigan at beautiful River's Edge Gallery in Wyandotte, Michigan. But your art is shown throughout the country in Baltimore, Chicago, other places?
Baltimore, Chicago, Atlanta, here in Detroit, and I'm trying to expand as well as trying to get into Canada. Possibly, I have some work in Britain. So yeah.
And your work is very, very, very affordable. I can't stress enough that people at home go to her website. You've seen it throughout the show. Her work is very affordable. Are you thinking about doing prints also, though?
I try not to,
Okay,
but
it's just original stuff.
yeah, I think with the larger pieces I'm gonna start doing prints because I've been getting a lot of interest from younger people who cannot obviously afford
Right.
my work, but yeah, I can
Now,
definitely start with that.
what determines the size of your art? I've seen here some almost postcard size. Then you have giant canvases that are the size of almost a wall. And then you have, you know, your regular size paintings. What, in your mind, when you start a painting, does it just, it starts coming out in whatever size you just start working and that's it? Or what determines, I guess, the size of your paintings with the characters?
You know, I don't even know.
It just the art comes out and
Yeah, it definitely depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I just want to make a small series of, like, create a little family of, you know, of characters and kind of, you know, make it look like old photographs, you know, being placed on a wall next to each other. You know, a fake family.
While we still have time, I don't want to let you go without talking about the stuff that's right here in front of us here in River's Edge Gallery. This painting right here caught my eye as soon as I walked in the studio today. Tell us a little bit about the title of this painting and kind of what it signifies in your mind.
It's called Voodoo Doll, and I kind of got into the whole voodoo thing after traveling to New Orleans, and yeah, just captured the whole cuteness of things and little mischievous.
I love that painting. I absolutely love it. Well, we're just about to run out of time. I want to remind folks at home that Nina has a fantastic website and that all your artwork from the past is there. And so some stuff that's not available now, but if they see anything at the website, they can just contact you and just about anything's for sale.
Right.
Tell the folks at home the website, and then I'm going to have another question for you.
Okay, it's ninafriday.com, and I also feature my work on MySpace, which is extension of my website. I post my newer work on it.
Okay, that's where you see the newer work. And it's real easy. If you just Google Nina Friday, her stuff pops right up. But if somebody sees this at home or on the internet, sees it here in Michigan, you're also open to taking commission work, are you not?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Nina, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today. I think your work is just absolutely spectacular and just really, I said to you before we started taping this show that I'm not an art historian. I don't know a lot about art. I just know I love it, and I know when I see something what I love. And as soon as I saw your art, I just absolutely loved it. So I hope we bring you a whole lot of new fans, because I think the stuff's absolutely amazing. And I thank you for taking the time for being on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nina. Well, we were just with Nina Friday. I'm telling you, folks, visit her website. Her art is absolutely beautiful, just spectacular, eye-catching, and it would make a great piece in anybody's living room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, anything you want. It's just amazing, amazing artwork. I want you to stay tuned in this All Art Special Occult Pop. When we come back, we're going to visit with another local artist, Mike Wooley. So stay tuned.
Life can be frustrating, but doing your taxes doesn't have to be. With e-file from the IRS, you can do your federal taxes online with tax software or even through your tax preparer. It's easy, and you'll get that refund in as little as 10 days with direct deposit. Find out more at irs.gov, because life can be frustrating enough.
Welcome back to Cult Pop. I'm Jim Hall, and with me today is Mike Wooley, and I wanted to bring Mike Wooley to your attention out there because Mike does a lot of things for Cult Pop. Goes on a lot of our shoots. We go on remote shoots and you help out. But more importantly, music-wise, you're the man responsible for the open and for our bumps. You do the music. Art-wise, at the beginning of the show, a lot of your art has appeared in the pop bottle. You've designed that. So Mike's kind of like a man of many hats. Musician, artist, runs comic shop here, just a guy doing all kinds of things with all kinds of mediums. So I thought you folks at home might want to know him. Mike, I'm glad you took the time to be on the show, and thank you for all the stuff.
Thanks for letting me be on the side of the camera.
Yep. Well, thanks for all the stuff you've done to help make Cult Pop a reality. The music is one of the things people absolutely love. Everybody loves the open.
Cool, thank you.
That's led to you doing other musical stuff. You've had other musical forays, and then of course your art. And that's how I've gotten to know you through all the years, is the art. But let's talk a little bit about your life, what you do, and why we're talking to you today. For example, let's start with A to Z Comics, where you're here.
This is where I work, A to Z Comics in Garden City. It's a great place to work.
Well, it's a huge. You're a manager here. You run through your.
Yeah.
Obviously, a huge influence. I've gotten to know you for 15 years now because of my interest in comics and things like that. Obviously, all the comics, all the people that come in, this kind of culture has a lot of influence on who you are as an artist and as a person.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you come to work, and I actually, probably the only job I've ever had, actually enjoy being here. Like taking my work home. I love comics. I love artwork. I get to be around the stuff all day long. Definitely has an influence on me.
Now, before we get into your stuff, just out of comics and art and things here, what are some of the things that you absolutely love if somebody came into the shop today or was calling you, or you recommended me, or friends or people at home? What's the stuff you like to read or really you think is fantastic stuff going on in the comic book world?
My all-time favorite comic book is Sandman by Neil Gaiman. That's just probably the best comic that I've ever read. That one's good. Grendel, The Crow, Watchmen from DC. New stuff right now, The Walking Dead, great zombie comic.
Right, that's really cool, sure.
Umbrella Academy from Dark Horse Comics.
Now, a lot of these books, it's funny, we won't go too much into this, but the fact that comic books now aren't just kid stuff and haven't been for years.
Oh, absolutely.
Most books now are really written for adults.
Teenage and adult level, for sure.
Well, and so that's the type of stuff that influences you and your art. Let's talk a little bit about your art. Your art is fantastic, and it's I don't know how you describe it. You do a lot of fantasy art. You've also told me that you're kind of changing some of your art styles into a new kind of style. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've always been, growing up, fantasy and sci-fi has always been my favorite. And I'm probably most known for doing the fantasy stuff, elves and fairies and stuff like that. But these days it's gotten a little bit more goth influenced, and even lately more like Japanese. And we have so much of the Japanese comics here now. It's starting to influence my style for sure.
Well, behind us, I've never been into that, but there's so many available just at a comic shop like this, or if you go to a comic shop at your house, or a Borders, or any place that you folks at home might see. That seems to be a big artistic movement.
Oh, absolutely, and that's definitely, as far as younger readers, that's where, a lot of them are getting into the Japanese, the manga.
Now, while we see some of your art on the screen, I think we'll see the influence and how it's gone from very much the elves and the sorcery and things like that, and you still keep true to a lot of that, but you've also added some of this flavor to your,
oh, definitely, yeah,
to your style, I guess. Is that a style? But do you have a name for your style?
I don't even know.
Just you draw what you like
and collage of things
Mike,
I like.
Art-wise, you're kind of known around here where a lot of people just buy your art, standalone art. You appear at a lot of conventions and stuff. But in the past, you've also done comic books and put out 2 or 3 different titles.
Probably about 10 years ago now. Yeah, I did an independent title, Tales from Ravaged Lands. Penciled, inked it, lettered it. I think we did like 8 or 9 issues.
Okay, and now from that, you kind of went into doing stuff for just the comic book shop or independent stuff on your own with some other artistic friends.
Doing commission pieces for friends, and that's how we've become friends over the years.
Right, and that's what you've done a lot now is a lot of commission work.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things from just painting to sketches to colored pencils and things.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Now, so art is one side of them. The music side is the other big side.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, Cult Pop has the cool sound it has at the beginning and the bumps and stuff. And then through that, you've been dabbling in music now 10, 15, 20 years. Just kind of learned from guitar to...
I've been playing guitar, almost as long as I've been drawing. And then probably around 2000, started getting into recording software. and just started just messing around with it and found out I really liked it. And that kind of led me full on getting into electronic music. That's kind of where it all started.
That's, I know your big thing is the electronic music, and then this type of stuff, which for the folks at home, a lot of the stuff he does, watch the open of Cult Pop and you'll get an idea. But you did some music and some sounds for Tobias Bickel, author who's been on the show before. Tell us a little bit about this promotion that you helped him with.
Yeah, Tobias, actually, you turned me on to his writing. So I started going to his blog, reading his blog, and he had mentioned that he was putting together some videos for promo videos for his new title, Sly Mongoose, his
new book,
new novel. And he mentioned that he had already had all of his video done. He was looking for music, so I just put together my own little score for it and sent it to him, and he really liked it.
Now, how much time do you spend now, besides the fact you have to work and all that, art and music? What is it? Is it 50-50 split? Is there one love you got more than the other right now? Or
yeah, it kind of goes back and forth. For the longest time, it was just mainly art, maybe 30% music, and then it's kind of shifted now to it's pretty close to half and half.
Now, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on is that I wanted to get your name out there, let people see your art. They can contact you through your. You've got a couple of different websites. One more promoting art, and one more promoting music, and they can get an idea. At the art one, obviously the stuff they can do in sketches. You're at a lot of these local conventions. You're at a lot of art tapings when we tape
definitely
throughout the state of Michigan
and local conventions
and surrounding states and such. But anytime if somebody really likes some art, wanted to commission a piece, they can get a hold of you. Why don't you tell us the art website first?
Yeah, well, actually, all the people on MySpace, if you go to MySpace/WooleyBear13, I got a bunch of my artwork on there if you want to check it out. Music-wise, I got a couple sites also on MySpace. It's myspace.com/Spiral Path, and then I have a band project I'm working on with a vocalist, and that's myspace.com/The Sound of Her Wings 07.
Okay, and we'll put all those up, and the folks will obviously be able to see, and they're going to be able to look at the art and hear some of your music. And people who live in the Michigan area or want to come around, they can come to A to Z Comics.
You can come right to the shop.
Talk to you anything about comics, cards, or just art.
Right on Ford Road in Garden City.
Now, right here in Wayne County, Michigan. What can people expect? What are you aiming to do in 2008 and beyond? What are some of the things you want to continue with the music?
Definitely working on more music. I've got a few songs available now for purchase online. I'm trying to put together a full CD, and that's for the Spiral Path stuff. And I'm also working on demos for my group project for The Sound of Her Wings, and just trying to do more artwork, maybe put together some comic book stuff too.
Now, one more thing with the music. If people go and look at the Tobias Bickel video for Sly Mongoose, which is really incredible, and then you did the music, you're also open for doing a lot of that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'd love to get into more.
And things like that.
Yeah, film score.
We've discussed working on some projects where you'd be able to do that in the future too. So, okay, well, Mike, I just wanted to let people know, the artistic people behind the scenes here at Cult Pop. There's a lot of people that help make the show possible, and Mike's one of those people. And if you're interested in art, if you're interested in music, or any of those things, you've seen his websites, check him out. Or visit our show and check it out again, see what you like. He's got a lot of great art for sale, a lot of his art's on my walls at home. And of course, his music's here on the show. So Mike, thanks so much again for being on. Great having you. Folks, we hope you stay tuned, and we'll be right back with more Cult Pop.
Hey, new guy, Shovel, right?
Yeah, Rake, and I'm not exactly new. I've seen some action.
Yeah, what's your story?
Hey, my last gig, I nearly got electrocuted, almost drowned. That guy never called 811 to see if it was safe to dig.
Our guy calls every time he digs.
It's quick and easy. Any tool can do it. Calling 811 gets your underground utility lines marked for free. It makes every project safer for everyone.
Hey, safe digging is no accident. Always call 811 before you dig.
Welcome back to Cult Pop. I'm Jim Hall, and I'm here in Hamtramck, Michigan. Another hotbed of artists and creative sorts, and home of the Hamtramck Idea Men. Michael Marcus and George McVeigh, the two men behind this wonderful group, are here to tell us a little bit about their comic books, their silk screening work, their game work, and everything else. Gentlemen, thanks for being on Cult Pop. And let's jump right in and talk a little bit about your new line of comics, featuring two fantasy science fiction, If X and Pulp Dreams.
Well, okay, I'll field the first one. If X is our anthology title. It handles a wide range of themes, and we're calling on other people to contribute to us so we can give other artists an opportunity and other creators an opportunity for them to have their stuff put out in the market as well. Pulp Dreams is a combination of 2 books introduced in the first 2 issues and then back to back starting with issue 3. Terror 2920 is a story of a man and his robot, and they escape from the totalitarian government to return to an Earth gone mad. And Portal Prime is, basically I describe it as the portal opens, but what's inside. And it's a bit of a conflict in a more barbarian time. So that gives you a basic quick rundown on them. And they seem to be doing real well, and people seem to like them. So I don't know. All I can say is I have fun doing them.
Well, I think they're actually very, very cool, and we discussed off camera here, very reminiscent, the feel of the old EC comic books with the horror and the science fiction elements behind, or the Eclipse comics of the 80s that featured the science fiction horror. I think you guys are doing a great job.
We appreciate that. We were actually influenced probably a great deal by those same comics that you're talking about because we were big fans of them ourselves. And we wanted to bring back that feel, especially that reader contact thing, where the reader felt like they had something to do with the book, and we want to bring that back and give us a new golden age. So that's what we're aiming for.
Well, I think the comics are spectacular, and I'm looking forward to more coming down the pipe. Another cool feature of the website and the HIM project that you folks have going is the games that you've created. You've got one already out there for sale, and you've got other games that are coming down the pipeline. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, the game that's currently for sale is Gamer's Dozen. It's actually a set of 12 games, all of which can be played with the tiles, counters, and dice inside. I was inspired by a cafe up in Port Huron. I said, these guys really need to have a game that goes with this setting. And so I designed a set that was very replayable because every game is different because you can set up the tiles in different ways. Now, on top of that, some of the rules allow for the tiles to move so the game actually changes shape while you're playing. It's a set I'm really happy with, and every time I bring it to parties, I usually end up with someone buying a set off of me.
Yeah, it looks very cool. It looks like a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's tremendous fun. Coming up the pipeline, there are a number of comic book authors who want role-playing games done based on their settings. We're planning on one for Terra 2920. We're planning on one for Evan Darian's Insignificant Gods, and one for Larry Lonsby's World of Tezlon. In addition to that, I've got a Terra 2920 board game that George and I are in the process of designing now. And I've got a strategy game based on Sudoku that's going to be coming out very, very soon.
All right. Now, I can't stress enough that folks at home, make sure you visit their website at least every couple weeks because there's always some new stuff coming up, be it T-shirts, comic books, games, and some really neat stuff. Now, speaking of T-shirts, you've got 2 incredibly cool T-shirt designs for sale. One kind of a barbarian look that's reminiscent again to the old EC days of the barbaric type stuff, or the Conan type things, and then dragons. And who doesn't love a good dragon? And so we've got 2 shirts that I think fans of cult pop would actually really get into. Tell us a little bit about the shirt designs.
Well, I operate on the muse when I do a lot of my creative stuff. Unless it's an actual project, I will get something that hits my head and it just bothers me until I put it down on paper. These 2 are examples of that. We've also got, you say people like the dragons. Another very popular one is unicorns, which is a design that we will be having coming up very shortly. So there will be also a unicorn T-shirt available on the site. So, but I just love drawing and making things, and whatever's in my head, I put it down, and then it leaves me alone for a while, and I can go on to something else. So.
Now, George and Mike, with the HIM, your Hamtramck Idea Men, you're not just saying, well, we're the only 2 guys and we're just promoting what we have. You really promote and want people to contact you if they've got some good story ideas or whatever. With your anthology books, you're more than happy to try to get some of these guys published, and ladies.
That's very true. Not only are we looking for contributors for IFX to get people exposure that way, we're a full services creative arts company. I mean, we'll design your website. If you've got a game that you're having trouble with the design of, we'll help point you in the right direction. If you need someone to do art for your games, we'll do that. If you need silk screening work, we can do that for you. We're looking to help other people get started because nobody helped us, and we're trying to get everybody to do the sorts of things that they've always loved doing in the first place.
Right, those things that you sit there and you go, man, I would sure love to be able to do that. Well, here you go, people. This is the opportunity. This is the door. We got it open. Step through.
George and Mike are saying, hey, we've got the company going. Come on over. Now, as we wrap up here, gentlemen, what do you want to tell us about what to look for ahead in the year 2008?
Well, like we said, we have the door open to a number of other creators. We currently have in our creative stable people from Argentina, Brazil,
New York.
Yeah, New York.
Pontiac, Michigan.
Yeah, from Michigan. We have some people that are going to be sending stuff from Puerto Rico. So we have a number of submissions from Japan and China, but we haven't decided yet where they go. So we haven't accepted those pieces yet, but we do have a number of people. And come on, people, keep sending that stuff in. We'll look it over. We'll find a place for it, and you'll find yourselves on the stands.
Okay, and we've shown it a couple of times already, but let's remind the folks at home, the website, if they're saying, hey, this sounds great, I do have some ideas, and I do want to buy some of their products, I do want to learn about the comics, tell us the website one last time.
Okay, the website is www.ideamen.us. Don't forget that hyphen between idea and men.
Okay, guys, hey, it's been a pleasure meeting you. You've really got some cool stuff going on here, and I wish you continued success, and I think that we'll come back and visit in a year or so and then see how the Hamtramck Idea Men are coming along.
Okay, and as one last note, we will be at Space, we will be at StarCon, we're planning on being at MoCA, we'll be at Motor City. Come on down and see us.
That's right, folks. I spoke with the guys before, and just about any major science fiction or comic book convention within the Midwest region, these guys are going to be at. So look them up, say hi, and talk to them then. But if you can't make it to one of the conventions, visit their website, email George or Mike, and they'll be happy to work with you. So we encourage you to visit their website, and we'd like you to stay tuned for more Cult Pop.
Dude, are you sure you want this tattoo? Because
Just do it.
Some mistakes in life are permanent, like hearing loss. To learn how to protect your hearing, visit asha.org.
Okay, that wraps up our all art episode of Cult Pop. We hope you enjoyed it. And while we've got a minute, I wanted to bring to your attention Tobias Backel, a frequent contributor here at Cult Pop. He was just nominated for Best New Novel 2007 for the Nebulas. So congratulations, Tobias. That's an incredible, incredible honor, and we're going to have our fingers crossed that you win in that category. And you'll see Tobias later on in the year. He'll be on the show once again, but we wanted to give him a congratulations. As always, you can see any of our guests. You can see the show again. Visit the website, www.cult-pop.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Wow.